Hello, hello, hello to Hanolt Sports TV again. I'm Sabelo Boltina, your presenter. I've got a whole lot of football here for you to actually just listen to some previews, reviews, and of course some results from the matches that I've played. La Liga. That's where we start. La Liga. It started on Friday together with the EPL and the Bundesliga. I'm going to get to the Bundesliga and MTN8, which played yesterday in South Africa later. Starting with Mallorca, that drew 1-1 with Real Betis. There was an own goal there from Reina of Mallorca, giving Betis the opportunity to draw the match. We've got Alaves was 1, and Real Madrid scored 4 goals with the new man Alaba having an assist there. Benzema starting off where he left off with 2 goals. We've got Nacho who put in a goal as well, and Vinicius Jr., the Brazilian wonder kid who scored in extra time late in the match just to put the cherry on top. I wouldn't say great performance from Real Madrid as much as there was such a big scoreline between them and Alaves, because generally they had the possession, but Alaves kind of matched them in terms of getting passes around, getting the shots off. So I think with Real Madrid, they still have a lot of work to do, but we know that Ancelotti is, excuse me, got a little heartburn. I don't know what's happening, but if anyone can actually prescribe something, please put it on the comments. So we know Carlo Ancelotti has been there, he's done that. He's won trophies with Real Madrid, so he knows the culture. He knows how to get them playing to their best after Zinedine Zidane left last season. We've got in our next match, in terms of review, scoreline is Osasuna 0-0 with Espanyol. A goalless draw there. Quite a drab event, if you will call it that. But the fixtures for today, we've got Celta Vigo versus Atletico Madrid. That's going to be at 5:30 today, so don't miss that out. Let's see if El Loco will be starting with Saul Nunez, who has been rumored to be leaving. They've got Liverpool, they've got Manchester United being tipped to go in for him. And of course, we've got Barca, Messi-less Barcelona. They won't be able to show Messi even if they wanted to. But anyway, they'll be playing without Messi for the first time in I think 17 years. Like in terms of not him on the books, versus Real Sociedad. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. Then a very, very, very late night, as we know the La Liga matches play really late in South Africa. We've got Sevilla versus Rayo Velacano at 10:15. Tomorrow there's a game, Villarreal, Yellow Submarine. The guys that won the Europa League but lost the European Super Cup to Chelsea. They're playing against Granada. And of course we've got Elche versus Athletic Club Bilbao, a team that used to like when under Herrera was playing there. Great stuff. So that's your La Liga action that's happened, and the one that's gonna happen today and tomorrow. So just tune in to whichever channel or stream site that you use to check that out. Enjoy the football. Football's back, the fans are back, guys. Let's enjoy it. We don't know what's gonna happen, but crossing fingers, we just move forward from here on. And they actually allow fans also in South Africa, because we'd love that, to watch our favorite teams. I actually went onto Twitter and I saw Sundowns versus Chiefs, and they were quite excited. And I was sitting there saying, when are they going to allow us back into the stadiums? We've really been doing what the government's said we must do. We're wearing our masks, we're sanitizing, and of course we're looking forward to get back into the stadiums here in South Africa as well. Moving on to Bundesliga. Whoa. A whole lot of things happening there. We've got Bayern Munich, day before yesterday, they drew with Mönchengladbach 1-1, with Lewandowski scoring in the second half to equalize for Bayern. They were trailing early on. We've got a crazy machine in Erling Haaland for Borussia Dortmund. They won 5-2 versus Eintracht Frankfurt. the team from the home of Mercedes-Benz. Haaland was involved in all the goals, all five. Haaland, Erling Haaland, what a machine, what a machine. He scored 2 goals and assisted 3 more for Royce, for Reina, and for Torgen Hazard. This guy, and I was actually watching his, what do they call it, interview after the match, with the German journalists, and they tried to get him to talk about Dortmund's title chances, and talking about how Bayern is weaker with less teams. No, he wasn't having it. He's like, Bayern is a big team. It's still a top team. So I won't talk about our chances of winning the league. We just talking about this current match, and we won it. We're happy. The fans are back. He even talked about the fans being back in the stadium as free motivation, because he's like, it was incredible. He had goosebumps once he scored in front of the fans, and the way they went crazy. Look, this guy is an entertainer. Actually reminds me of Zlatan a lot, in the way that any question that he regards as stupid, he just brushes it off. Look, he's not as rash as Ibra, but he's got that thing. He's got that thing. Unali that thing. And of course, Reina, such a talent. He'll be needed to actually really do well in the absence of Jadon Sancho. And of course, he does have that ability. Great dribbler. So yeah, BVB is looking good for the season, and they're looking to push on from winning the Polka Cup last season to actually going for the Bundesliga this season. And of course, we had Hauge, who scored for Frankfurt, and there was an own goal from Paslak, the Dortmund man, to give them the second goal. But they were never in with a chance of winning that game at all. Of course, we later on the day, yesterday, there was Union Berlin, who drew with Leverkusen, who lost a couple of players, including Bailey, from the man from Jamaica. Quite a really good signing there for Aston Villa in the English Premiership. Augsburg was thrashed by Hoffenheim 4-0. Nothing to see there. I mean, Hoffenheim just bulldozed them. Augsburg were never in the game, and we beg to like really wonder, is Augsburg gonna make it in terms of the relegation battle? They don't seem like a team that is set to do well in the Bundesliga for the whole season. Of course, we also looking at results with Armenia 0-0 with Freiburg, a scoreless draw there. The keepers really did well, because I think there was about 11 shots from Armenia and 13 shots from Freiburg. But there was about 1 shot on target from Armenia and 3 shots on target for Freiburg. But the keepers really did well to keep those out, to keep it a 0-0 draw. Then there was Wolfsburg, who were fighting relegation last season. They not really fighting relegation, but they really struggled. And then this season they've started well with the 1-0 win versus VfL Bochum, who got a red card as well. So it was actually pretty safe for Wolfsburg, who managed the game well. Stuttgart thrashed Fürth 5-1. Stuttgart, another team that I used to follow when I was really young. They had this really young core of German players that actually made it to the German team as the youngsters. So Stuttgart has really been close to my heart in terms of a team that does well for youngsters. I'm a person who likes football teams that use youngsters a lot. So I really liked Stuttgart at the time. It's a pity that they kind of fell off, but hopefully that 5-1 is a telltale signs of what's to come in this current season. Hopefully they're going to do well. Not going too long on that with the Bundesliga. Let's talk about the MTN8 in South Africa. Whoa, big results, big results. Orlando Pirates, second oldest team in the country that's still in operation, got beaten by the oldest team, Swallows, with Lamini scoring a penalty after Hamaldine, the evergreen old man who scored in the 16th minute and the 23rd minute. It was over by the 23rd minute, although Pirates got their goal in the 30th minute. Swallows really managed the game really well thereafter to make sure that they move on to the semi-finals. Arrows also booked themselves a ticket to the semi-finals when they beat SuperSport 4-3 on penalties after drawing 2-2 in normal and extra time. Matizo scored for Arrows, and Gomede scored in the second half of extra time, late actually in the last minute of extra time. And Lungu and Reyners also scored, with Reyners scoring in the first half of the of extra time, but it just wasn't enough as Gomede actually equalized late on. So that's Arrows and Swallows already booked their ticket into the semi-finals. Today, big match. Probably as big as a match as the first match with Pirates and Swallows. Today's match is Sundowns, my team, versus the CAF Champions League finalists of last season, Kaizer Chiefs. A very, very big match because both teams are actually on form. Chiefs being the cup specialist and Sundowns being the current giants in South African football. I expect the fans to be glued to their TV. As I said before, I just wish that we were allowed back into the stadiums to make sure that the match is as big as it really is. I'm sure the players are really missing the fans as well. So hopefully they can give us something to celebrate as fans, and hopefully my team Sundowns can win. But of course, in terms of the players, there's the Slovakian striker who's going to make his debut, Pavel Sofranko. He is actually the first Slovakian to ply his trade in the PSL in South Africa. He recently got his papers sorted, so he'll definitely be making his debut for Sundowns. I'm really interested to see how he plays, because Sundowns have been good at actually getting foreign players from outside of even Africa to come to our shores. And they've actually really done well when you look at way back, or Torrealba, and recently Castro, and of course you've got many other South American players that came through to Sundowns to ply their trade. And I guess all the international players that are looking at South Africa, they can see it's happening, and some of them are making the trip over, and it really bodes well for our league, and also for hopefully for Bafana, because we've got our South African strikers who are learning from some of these guys. We're not even looking at the ones that are really duds and they over the hill. We're talking about young guys here, people that are at their peak, like Safranco is 26 years old. So it should bode well for some of the guys that are strikers, the young guys that are in the MTC team, to actually watch such a striker who's played internationally, and he's played for Slovakia national team. So yeah, real good quality there. On the Chiefs front, in terms of the player news, these two players that are definitely out of the match, it's Dumisani Zuma and Leo Castro. They definitely out injured. And then we've got Smanyama, who's also out, but he recently started training. So he's just fit enough for training, but not fit enough to play any part in this match. Ngobo and Frosler are doubts. They're not necessarily injured, but they were at the Olympics. So I think Stuart Baxter, the Englishman, is trying to manage their fitness and making sure that he doesn't lose them on the long term, in terms of they haven't had a rest. So he doesn't want them to get the kind of injuries from, like fatigue injuries, like pulling a hammy and so on. So those guys, they did us proud in the Olympics. They didn't go far, but at the end of the day, they represented the country at one of the highest levels that you can represent your country at the Olympics, as everyone dreams of gold of Olympics. But perhaps better luck next time for the young South African boys. And of course, later on in the day, we've also got Amazulu and Cape Town City, another big match, because Amazulu, really historical team in South Africa that the people love, from the KZN, playing against Cape Town City, one of the newest teams that's coming out of Western Cape. We had Benny McCarthy, who was coaching Cape Town City and won them their first trophy within the first 2 seasons, and now he's actually coaching Amazulu, who came second in the PSL, surprisingly, and some people would say overachieving. So great plaudits there to Benny McCarthy for what he's done at Amazulu. So he's looking to put a thorn on the side of his old bosses, because when he left Cape Town City, he wasn't really happy with the way it happened. And I kind of also was wondering, why would they do that? Because Benny McCarthy was doing such a great job at Cape Town City. He is a Cape Town boy. He grew up there, born there. So he's a Champions League winner, UEFA Champions League winner. So I don't know what happened there, but clearly there was some disgruntlement. So he'll be looking to knock them out and actually, show them. I want to show them. I guess that's what he's thinking right now. Hopefully he doesn't do what he said before, where he actually said, "No, I didn't swear. I said you mustn't push." But we all know what he was saying. Benny McCarthy, what a character. But yeah, that'll be very interesting. I'll be keeping a close eye on the bench whenever the camera goes to the bench, to see the way that he's picking himself up to make sure that they win. There's just that extra additive. He'll be telling his players that, guys, if you're going to do this for anything, do it for me, because these guys didn't treat me well. Of course, this is pure speculation, but regarding when you think of what he did at Cape Town City, there was no reason for Cape Town City to actually to fire him so abruptly. And so Benny McCarthy, good luck. Is a player I really like. So I'll be rooting for him to win against Cape Town City, and of course I'll be rooting for my team Sundowns to win against Chiefs. Yeah, so that's the MTN8. So those four teams are looking to join Kaizer Chiefs and Arrows in the semifinals. And yeah, hopefully all the players are good. All the players don't get injured, because we always pray that players don't get injured and they remain healthy, because we all know they're at work and they're just trying to get bread for their families. So we can only hope and pray that everyone stays fit and the best team wins. So that'll be all. Covered the La Liga, covered the Bundesliga, and covered the South African MTN8, because the league is only starting next weekend in South Africa, the DStv Premiership. So yeah, man, like we enjoying the football. We out here, and we're just happy that we can cheer our teams again. And of course, thank you very much for watching the video, and please subscribe, please like the video if you like the information that's being shared. And if there's anything that you think I can add, please leave a comment. Make sure that I can find out what you like and what you'd like to see, so that I can just keep improving the content. Yeah, so have a good day, have a great Sunday, enjoy the football. Thank you very much.